So how do you make audio that sound like Kratos in ElevenLabs? Well, according to this answer on Reddit, apparently you can just clone the voice actor of Kratos, which is Christopher Judge, and basically you can find some clip on YouTube and then trim that clip and upload that to ElevenLabs and then clone his voice. Now, the question is, can you do that? Yes, you can do that, but should you do that? Well, that's a different question, because right now, according to the legal of ElevenLabs, you are not allowed, you're not supposed to clone someone else's voice unless if you have the permission from that individual. So in this case, I did not recommend to use the voice actor of Kratos, or maybe you want to get someone that sounded like Kratos unless you got the permission from them. However, there is another alternative in ElevenLabs if you want to achieve a voice that sounded like Kratos. So I'm going to show you some voices in ElevenLabs that sounded like Kratos, not exactly the same, but in my ears, it's very close. So to get that voice, you have to log into your ElevenLabs account, and after that, navigate to voices. So here you want to find a voice called Nox Dark 2. So I'm going to type the name Nox Dark 2. There you go. So this is one example. There's another voice that I think sounds similar, but let's try with this one first. So this is Nox Dark 2, and just click this plus button. And basically you have to put that into a collection. So here it is now becoming a part of my collection in my voice. So you can start using it to create audio or to convert text into voices or into audio. After that, navigate to text to speech, and you can start using the audio called Nox Dark 2. So here I have this quote from the God of War from the video game. Let me play the audio so you can get some reference before we try to convert text into something that sounded like Kratos.
You're strong, and you did the right thing.
War does not measure the strength of a man. I hope one day you understand.
Alright, that's the sample that we want to copy. Now let's go back to ElevenLabs, and here I'm going to replace it with Nox Dark 2. And there are a few settings that you might want to apply. First, make sure that you're using 11 multilingual version 2. And after that, there are a few settings that you need to customize. So for the speed, I do recommend to set it around 0.88 or 0.85 because Kratos usually speak very slowly. And for the stability, you want to set it to around 30. Okay, it is 30, that's pretty good. And for the similarity, it is around 75. And for the style exaggeration, I do recommend to set it above 50%. Now, according to ElevenLabs, it is not recommended, but to achieve the profile that is similar to Kratos, I do recommend to set it above 50%. And in this case, I'll set it to 100%. And lastly, be sure that the speaker boost setting is enabled. And now you can start creating audio based on this sound profile or voice profile. Let me click this button and see the result.
War does not measure the strength of a man. I hope one day you understand.
So again, not exactly similar to the Kratos from the video game, but it's very close, and I think this is a good alternative. And not to mention, the pricing of this voice, Nox Dark 2, is just the same as every other default voice in ElevenLabs, so it's going to be a lot cheaper. But if you are not quite happy, and if you want to get something that feels deeper, you want to get a deeper voice, then there is another voice that you can get. So let's go back to voices again. And there is another voice called Matthew Smitch. I'm going to type it. Matthew Smitch. I don't know how to pronounce the name, sorry about that. Alright, so find the one that is Nosferatu. So this is the one that I'm going to use. So let's play the audio a bit.
I can teach you the shape of eternity, and I can show you.
So his voice is much deeper, but maybe the only problem is the Eastern accent is a bit noticeable, but if you're okay with that, you can use this audio profile. Now click this plus button, and after that you have to put that into your voice collection. I'm going to just click add voice, and after that I can start using that voice. Let's go back to text to speech again, and I'm going to switch the voice to Matthew Smitch. Alright, So for the setting, you want to increase the speed a bit. I do recommend to set it around 1.10. And for the stability, it is about 40%. And for similarity, it is 75%. Style exaggeration is about 50%. And lastly, enable speaker boost. And of course, the model is ElevenLabs multilingual version 2. Now let's play, or let's generate the audio again, and let's listen to the result.
War does not measure the strength of a man. I hope one day you understand.
So what do you think? Which one do you think sounded very close to Kratos? Is it Nox Dark 2 or is it Smitch? It's really up to you. You can adjust the settings as you like and see which setting is going to be the best for your use case. So of course, I think there could be more voices that are similar to Kratos in ElevenLabs voices, but there are hundreds, if not thousands, of different voices, and so far I couldn't find easily the one that sounded similar to Kratos. But at least these two will give you some inspiration or some point to get started to start using ElevenLabs to create audio that is similar to Kratos. So if you find this video to be useful, then feel free to subscribe to this channel, and I'll see you on my next video.